So we're going to go over a couple promotional items for Marzoni's for starting in August. First thing we're going to do is what we're calling cheese saganaki. Basically equates to just pan-fried sauteed cheese. So this is basically the layout or the ingredients you'll need. First thing we have, which we'll need to prep, is a tomato cucumber salad. The recipe, very simple. Half grape tomatoes, peeled, seeded, diced cucumber, lemon juice, olive oil, fresh basil, fresh mint. Again, pretty simple to follow. We have what we call brick cheese here. So you can see it's pretty substantial cheese. It has like a toasting effect that they actually put onto it. We're going to continue that. So we're going to saute it in a little bit of olive oil, then deglaze with some sambuca, which is a sweet licorice flavored liqueur. This will flame, so be careful. You'll see lemon or lemon juice, so about a half a lemon or a tablespoon. However you decide to dispense your lemon is up to you, but it has to be fresh squeezed lemon juice, and it has to be extra virgin olive oil, because this is all going to get served together, so we want something that's actually tasty. And then we'll have pita bread, and what we're going to do is we're going to serve 3 halves, right? So that's 3 halves, and then we're going to cut each half into 6. Actually, pardon me, before doing that, we're going to heat them up. Preferred method is probably flat top, but ultimately however you get to that end is up to you, because it's all ovens acceptable, salamanders acceptable, even the grill over low flame is acceptable. We're just trying to get it hot and soft, and then after it's hot and soft, we're going to cut them into 6 pieces. Right? So this is what we're going to need for serving after we prepare all this, and we'll show you at the end here. So hot steel, this is very, very important, because the cheese, you know, it will seize up and solidify, even though it doesn't really fully ever get melty. But we want a hot steel, and then we're going to have a side dish of the tomato cucumber salad, and then we're going to have a separate B&B plate with pita stacked. So that's actually where we're going to be serving it on. So we're going to make the dish. So saute pan, probably medium to medium high heat. You don't want it fully blasting, because it can get too dark and kind of burn. So we're going to hit it with a little bit of olive oil. 2 tablespoons-ish. My olive oil is cold, so I'm going to let it heat up a little bit. Sambuca, for today's video I'm just using it straight out of the bottle, but make sure you keep it in either a squeeze bottle, a speed pour, something along those lines, just because it's glass and we don't want glass on the line and anything to break. So pretty simple, no flour, no nothing, just basically naked cheese. I'm going to go into the olive oil, keep it moving so it doesn't stick in the beginning, and then after it's kind of seized up and started to brown or cook, it won't stick at all. But it's very forgiving, so this cheese will not actually fully melt like provolone, mozzarella. It keeps its shape. It gets soft, it gets warm, all those kind of things, but it just doesn't actually melt. And you can see the bottom of the cheese starts to brown. We're looking for that, but the entire cheese, we want to see that browning and caramelization all over the cheese. And I did lower the flame a little bit, because you can get the outside of the cheese to be too dark and the inside still to be cold. The idea is that we do want it to be cooked throughout though. So flip it as many times as you need to get like even color and make sure it's done, that kind of thing. So for all intents and purposes, that's done. You can see it gets real dark, crunchy, crispy. Who doesn't like crispy cheese? So next is sambuca. Probably about 2 ounces. Again, this won't flame, probably now. So that's all we want to do is wait until as soon as the flame disappears, we're pretty much good. And we're going to add a little bit of lemon juice. I'm going to add just a smidge more. So that's all we're looking for. Little bit of this, what we're going to call sauce at the bottom of the pan, the olive oil. So the cheese, the sauce, everything's going to go directly on the steel. Again, the hot steel. Pour residual sauce on, and that is it. So we already have our pre-assembled the tomato cucumber salad, and here's our hot cut pita, and that's it. So the idea is to kind of, you know, cut the cheese if you would, however large of a piece you want. Eat it with the pita bread, top with a little bit of the cucumber tomato salad. That's it. So I'd like to make an amendment to the first video we shot. So the pita for the saganaki will not be served on a B&B plate. It's actually going to be served right along with the saganaki and the salad actually on the oval plate and the oval steel. You just follow the picture procedures, I guess, if you will. So totally ignore the fact that I said to put it on a B&B plate. Thank you. Have a good day. So the next item, we're not going to do from beginning to end because ultimately it's just a matter of assembling. And it's pretty much things we've done in the past, but they're going to be a chili crunch crab taco, right? So flour tortillas, and then I can't remember if anybody's seen this product before, but it is a breaded jumbo lump crab, 3 ounces, that gets deep fried for 2 minutes. Again, pretty simple. But the one thing I want to talk about specifically is the slaw, the coleslaw that we're doing with it. It is a banh mi slaw, right? So it's kind of based off a banh mi sandwich. So this has a lot of different ingredients in it: shredded carrots, shredded cabbage, diced cucumber, sliced radish, sliced jalapenos, and chopped cilantro. You can see it's pretty, a lot of different ingredients. So the main thing I wanted to talk about is we're going to use diced cucumber, right, that we already used for the salad. Kind of just how to make things easier on yourself when you're prepping this. Sliced radish, they are coming in whole, and we're going to have to slice them paper thin. I found the best way to do it is to put a couple, trim the ends off of the radish to make them even, and sit them on the slicer and just slice them paper thin. Obviously don't keep your hands anywhere near it, that kind of thing. Jalapeno pepper I did by hand, but you could do the same thing with the pepper as long as your slicer's sharp enough. The shredded carrot, I used the bags out of the coleslaw or the lettuce, whichever one you decide you want to use. So yeah, I just wanted to talk a little bit about that. And then the dressing is rice wine vinegar, Mike's hot honey, a little bit of white pepper, a little bit of salt, and that's pretty much it. So all you're going to do is add this, toss it. You know, probably a 2-day shelf life is just what I'm estimating right now. So even if you make this, cut it in half, add the dressing as you need it, because we don't want this to totally just disintegrate in the bowl. So yeah, so ultimately I'll just go over real quick. Hot tortillas, the crab fried, tossed in sweet chili. Here's the other ingredient. This is actually chili crunch. I'm going to use my finger here. So if no one's ever had this, it's absolutely amazing. So it's just oil and toasted chilies and shallot, onion, garlic, those kind of things. So it's actually very crunchy. So we're going to layer that and then top it with the banh mi slaw, and that's it. All right, so salad. We're going to do a spinach and kale salad. Slightly different than how we probably build our other salads, so that's kind of why I wanted to do a little bit of a video here. You can see the ingredients. So we have kale that's been ripped and de-stemmed, so you will have to put a little bit of work into it. Like it's bite-sized pieces. There's no heavy stem or anything, ribs, whatever you want to call them, like that. Bite-sized pizzas into a bowl. Then we have our baby spinach, which we already used. Dried cranberries, pecans, gorgonzola, onion, pear pieces, segments, whatever you want to call them. And then we have a maple honey mustard or maple mustard vinaigrette. We're using our, what is it called? Honey mustard dressing as a base, and then we're adding maple spice syrup to it, and a little bit of apple cider vinegar to kind of control the consistency. It gets pretty sweet. It's pretty good though. So this is where the difference comes in. So what we're going to do is you're going to have to use a bowl for this, preferably a cold bowl at all times, right? You're going to hit the kale with approximately 2 ounces of dressing, right around there. And then you have to massage the kale or work the kale, because if you don't, it's going to eat like very, I don't even know, like it just doesn't eat very well. So you got to kind of work the kale a little bit and smash it, if you will, soften it. And then you're going to proceed, so as soon as that's done, you can see it probably reduces by half or so. And then you're going to add the rest of your ingredients. About an ounce, about a half an ounce of onion, an ounce, and then 6 to 7 pieces of the pear. This will be offered with the, the addition of chicken or salmon. And then you're going to incorporate your spinach. Lightly toss it. The whole idea, the whole reason behind all this is, again, like to soften the kale, because you really don't want to eat just kale right off the stem. Real light. And then you're going to dress or place it in the bowl. It's about 1.5 ounces of spinach, 1.5 ounces of kale. Probably go a little bit lighter than I did. Then we're going to serve it with a 2-ounce side, 2, not 4, of the vinaigrette, only because we've already dressed it. That's it. Again, salmon, chicken. So the last thing we're going to shoot is a cookie, just the cooked portion of it, or the pizzas portion of it. This is done a little bit differently. So we're going to have a snickerdoodle cookie, which is, kind of the cinnamon or the graham cracker aspect, if you will. So what we're going to do is actually cook this halfway, pull it, top it with mini chocolate chips, mini marshmallows, put it back in the oven, and we're going to bake it till the chocolate's melted, or at least soft, and the marshmallows are toasted. So into the oven. So cookies cooked approximately halfway, and now what we're going to do is we're going to top it with chocolate chips. We're just trying to mimic a s'more, so we want melty chocolate, about 1 ounce. Marshmallows. And we're going to go back into the oven. It helps if you can control it. If you need the marshmallows to cook a little bit quicker, move them a little bit closer to the oven or to the flame. They will burn, so be careful. You'll see they'll start to poof and they'll start to brown. The idea is we want the chocolate to be melted, marshmallows to be puffy and melted and toasty like you would with a s'more. So what we're looking for, you can see the chocolate chips, they're kind of holding together, but they are melted. They're very hot. This is what we're looking for the marshmallow. Puffy, golden brown, gooey. And then this will obviously go back to the server station, just like we do any of our other cookies. They'll finish it with ice cream, whipped cream, chocolate sauce, and a garnish of graham cracker.